Hi, I'm Melissa. Welcome to Gentle Yoga and Wellness. Please make sure to subscribe so I can continue to post 3 new yoga videos each week. Today, I have a morning yoga class for seniors. This yoga class will be great to start off your morning when you're feeling tight and stiff in your muscles. All right, let's get started. Find a comfortable seated position. So you can sit cross-legged just like I'm sitting right now, or you can sit in another position that's comfortable for your body. Make sure that your sit bones are rooted into the earth. Roll your shoulders back, lift your chest, and sit up tall. We'll start by taking our right hand down to the mat, just to the side of your body. Reach overhead with your left hand. So we're coming into a side stretch. If you're just waking up this morning and you're feeling a little tight, you can take it in just a little stretch. Or if you're feeling good and you want to go deeper, you can really reach through with your left hand. Just make sure that you're listening to your body this morning. Let's take a couple breaths here. Great job. You can relax your arms down and take your hands on top of your thighs. We'll do some shoulder shrugs here. So start to take your shoulders up, back, and down. And then do that again. Take your shoulders up, back, and down. And just continue the circular movement with the shoulders. We're just starting to warm up the shoulders this morning, relaxing and releasing the shoulders. Let's do that one more time. Take the shoulders up, back, and down. Great. This time we'll take our left hand to the side of our body. So just place your left hand on your mat near your hips. And then reach overhead with your right hand. So again, if you're feeling a little tight this morning, you can take it into a baby side stretch. Or if you'd like to take it deeper, and if it feels good in your body, you can really reach through with your right hand. Let's breathe here. Good. Start taking those deep breaths in and long, slow exhales. You can relax your hands down, and we'll come now to tabletop position. So begin to thread your legs behind you and come up onto your hands and your knees. In tabletop position, you'll want to make sure that your knees are stacked right under your hips and that your wrists are stacked right under your shoulders. Spread your fingers out wide and take your gaze in front of you. We'll do some cat-cows here to warm up through the spine. So on your next inhale, begin to lift the chest and take your gaze slightly up. As you exhale, round through your back. Inhale, lift the chest, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Exhale, round the back. Inhale and rise for cow pose. Exhale, hollow out the belly, come to cat pose. Inhale and rise, lift the chest. Exhale, hollow out the belly, push the ground away. Inhale and rise. Exhale, round through the back. Do that one more time. Inhale, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Exhale, slowly release. Great job. From here, begin to reach your right hand to the top of the mat. Thread your left hand underneath and come into thread the needle pose. For thread the needle pose, relax your ear and cheek down to the mat. Keep your hips lifted up towards the sky. You should feel the stretch in your shoulders and in your back. Let's take a moment here to just enjoy the stretch this morning. Great job. On your next inhale, slowly begin to push yourself back up to tabletop position. From here, begin to curl your toes underneath behind you. So just curl your toes under. Sit your hips back so that you're sitting on the heels of your feet. This pose is called toe squat. In this pose, begin to roll your shoulders back, lift your chest, and sit up tall. Start to rotate your gaze and look over your right shoulder. Slowly turn your head and look over your left shoulder. We'll do that one more time. Rotate your gaze, look over your right shoulder. Gentle neck stretch. And then slowly turn your head and look over your left shoulder. Good. You can take your gaze back to center. We'll come into puppy dog pose. So it looks like this. Keep your feet just how they are. Reach your hands towards the top of the mat. Lift your hips and then relax your forehead down to the earth. If your forehead is not coming all the way down to your mat, you're welcome to use a block. Place it on the lowest setting, and then you can just take your forehead on top of your block. Really reach through your fingertips to lengthen through the back. Great job. Slowly begin to come back up to tabletop position. If you're using a block, you can set that off to the side. Rotate to face the long end of the mat. You're going to stand up and come into a forward fold. So begin to take your feet a little bit wider than hip distance apart. They're probably about 2 or 2.5 feet apart. Grab onto your opposite elbows and slowly start to sway from side to side. Begin to make a figure 8 pattern with your upper body. So it's like you're drawing a figure 8 with your arms. In this stretch, think about relaxing and releasing your head and your neck. You should feel the stretch in your hamstrings and then all the way through your back. Just take your time with this movement, nice and slow. Once you feel complete, find stillness here. Take your hands down to your mat. Bend your knees and come back down to the ground. Thread your legs behind you or come once again to tabletop position. So you want to come up to your hands and your knees. And just as we did before, make sure that your knees are stacked under your hips. And make sure your wrists are stacked under your shoulders. Spread your fingertips out wide and take your gaze in front of you. We'll do some more cat-cows here. So on your next inhale, begin to lift the chest, take the gaze slightly up. As you exhale, around through the back. Inhale, lift the chest, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Exhale, hollow out the belly, push the ground away. Inhale, rise for cow pose. Exhale, release, come to cat pose. Inhale, lift through the chest. Exhale, round through the back. Inhale and rise. Exhale, hollow out the belly. Once more, take a deep breath in, come to cow pose. Exhale, release for cat pose. Good, you can return to a neutral spine. So just come back to your tabletop position. And then from here, begin to reach your left hand this time to the top of the mat. Thread your right arm underneath and come to thread the needle pose. Relax your ear and cheek down to the earth. Keep your hips lifted towards the sky. You should feel the stretch in your shoulders. You should feel a lengthening in your back. And once you're ready, you can begin to rise and come back to your tabletop position. From here, curl your toes underneath behind you. So just curl those toes under. Start to sit your hips back so that you're sitting on the heels of your feet. Come to your toe squat. Roll your shoulders back, lift your chest, and sit up tall. From here, begin to rotate your gaze and take your gaze over your left shoulder. Slowly turn your head and begin to look over your right shoulder. We'll do that once more on each side. So look over your left shoulder. And then begin to rotate your gaze, look over your right shoulder. Good, take your gaze in front of you. We'll come to puppy dog pose. So keep your legs right where they are. Reach your hands to the top of the mat. Relax your forehead down to the earth and keep your hips lifted up. If you'd like to use a block under your forehead, you're welcome to do that. Think about reaching your fingers to the top of the mat to lengthen through the back. Slowly begin to rise, come back to tabletop position. Rotate to face the long end of your mat. We're going to come once again into that forward fold with the figure 8 arms. So start to rise and take your feet about a little bit wider than hip distance apart. Relax your head, release your neck, grab onto opposite elbows. Slowly start to sway from side to side and make a figure 8 pattern with your arms. Think about releasing and relaxing the head and the neck. You should feel the stretch in your hamstrings and then all the way through your back. Just move nice and slow. Once you feel complete, you can pause here, release your hands down to the mat, bend your knees, and slowly lower yourself back to a seated position. Take your hands to prayer center. Thank you so much for practicing with me this morning. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Namaste.